I hope that I can be a walking, talking reminder that you should never give up. Don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your family, don't give up on your community, and don't give up on this country. And as long as I'm here, I won't give up on them either. Thank you.
Great job.
Questions and comments, questions et commentaires. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary of the Government House Leader.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. And I did want to thank the member for sharing his personal stories and to congratulate him on his first speech here in the chamber. I did have one very brief question in regards to the member, and is that could he give his personal perspective on the principles of a national pharmacare program?
The Honourable Member for Durham.
Well, my concern in being asked about pharmacare is that I'm being drawn into a debate which sort of assumes that the Liberal NDP government is going to do what they say. And I think we've seen over the course of the last 8 years that is simply not going to happen. We have a country full of people, tens of millions of people, who have been led to believe over and over and over again that the Liberal NDP government and this Prime Minister are going to deliver for the hard-working people of this country. And yet, that has never happened. So before I would discuss anything like the principles of pharmacare, I'd like to be convinced that anything substantive is actually going to happen for the people of Canada. And I'd love to be able to go back to my riding and say, you know what, they have a plan for us here. Unfortunately, everything I've seen since I got here last Monday has indicated otherwise.
Questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Courtenay Alberni.
Well, Madam Speaker, I'd like to join my colleagues in congratulating my colleague on his election, on his first speech. And Madam Speaker, I recall a great quote from Scott Bryson, who sat both on the Liberal bench and the Conservative bench. When he sat in this House, he said that regardless, and obviously I don't share a lot of the policies of the Conservative Party, he said, but regardless of where you sit in this House, you can make a huge impact and difference for Canadians. And I hope my colleague will also take that into heart and working collectively with each other to try to find solutions to support Canadians as we walk forward together. But Madam Speaker, to the question of insulin, and I know my colleague cited the delays of the Liberal government, I agree, but does he believe that insulin, free of cost, no charge, would be a benefit to his constituents, and would he be willing to work with us to find a pathway to expedite that? Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Durham.
You know, when I was a cancer patient at North York General Hospital and Sunnybrook Hospital, I saw many people in very dire health circumstances, people facing all sorts of challenges, some of whom I shared a cancer ward with. And what was very clear to me is that we need programs that can help people who don't have the money to purchase drugs that they need. What we had in that cancer ward at North York General Hospital was a provincial program to help people afford drugs. And what I continue to be confused about as I hear this debate on pharmacare is why exactly there is not greater recognition of the need to work with the provinces in order to solve some of these problems. I saw people right beside me hooked up on the same IVs as I was, getting their bodies pumped with chemotherapy drugs, who depended on those provincial programs in order to get the health care that they needed. And what I worry about, and I think my fellow cancer patients at North York General Hospital would worry about, including cancer patients all across this country, is whether this is a matter of creating more bureaucracy here in Ottawa, or if we're actually concerned with providing people with what they need at an affordable price.
Questions and comments, questions et commentaires. A brief question. The Honourable Member for Cumberland Colchester.
Thanks very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you to my colleague from Durham for his fantastic speech. You know, you've had the opportunity to knock doors very recently, and I wonder if you can enlighten the House of the issues that you...
To address questions and comments through the chair and not directly to the members.
I apologize to you. He's caught up in the moment, Madam Speaker. If the member, through you, Chair, Madam Speaker, could elaborate on the issues that he heard knocking on the doors in his most recent election for all of Canada to understand what the issues are out there, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
The Honourable for Durham has a brief question, please. He's got 50 seconds to respond.
The short answer to my colleague's question is simply affordability. People from all ages, whether they be seniors concerned about their pensions not being able to afford a good quality of life, people my own age living in their parents' basement hoping to move out and start a family one day, across generations, across cultures, across languages. What is uniting Canadians right now is concern over affordability and concern over whether the NDP Liberal government can actually make life easier so we can move forward in our lives in this country. Thank you.
Resuming debate, the Honourable Government Deputy House Leader.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And